anything about when it happened. All I said was you went to the doc, they pulled the carrots out of your ears, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I can hear.
Do you have smokes?
Yes, right here.
Okay.
You really don't remember?
I got my vape too.
I do remember.
So
What
it
I'm trying to
sound
say
like
is the whole hearing thing had nothing to do with anything.
So we're not going to get all bent about explosions at airports here. It's fine.
Was there another one? What?
Yeah.
It was fine.
Did something
It was fine. That there was no security.
Oh, the movie. I was like, fuck, did I miss something? I thought maybe you'd watch the news and something went down.
Shit, does he want a lighter?
I do. And I think I have another one in my pocket.
I've got a lighter.
Beer's over here.
Lighters.
And I have a foundation, I guess, in my pocket as well.
Trade you.
Okay, that's a fair trade.
Right. Damn it, I'm going to do this thing again. I really should get my own laptop.
Didn't you think that was funny that, like, just this week I called Audrey a hoe? If you can't be ready right at 8, I can give you a ride, hoe.
I saw that.
Home.
And she's like, yeah, huh? Yeah, huh?
I can give you a ride, hoe.
All right, welcome back to Flicks and Dicks. If you're a new listener, welcome to the show. This week, we are talking about Heist 2001, written and directed by David Mamet. Mamet?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually think it's Mamet.
Mamet?
Something
David?
like that.
How about Mamet?
We could call him David or David.
Yeah, that one guy, David. All right, we're good. David.
Divide? David? Never mind.
David. So this movie stars aplenty. We've got
Yeah, it does.
got the legendary and great Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman's in this film, and Delroy Lindo.
Delroy
Lindo. You know, I hit the record button, and all of a sudden I can't speak for shit.
That's okay.
Delroy Lindo, how can you forget that guy or that name?
No kidding.
He hails from such greats as Get Shorty. He was in The Core, which is awesome. And
That was a great movie.
I love that movie. Oh yeah, he was Gone and Gone's. He was in Gone. And,
Pause.
am I interrupting you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm silencing my phone now. Okay, I'm having a really hard time finding this movie.
Really?
Heist. Type
It's
in
not-
Heist.
it's not
hit
the
enter.
Heist,
Yeah.
it's just Heist.
Type in Heist. Hit enter. You have to hit enter.
Enter.
There you go. And then it's the first one.
That's
It's the second one.
Okay, Gene Hackman.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Delroy Lindo. All right, so he was in
Yes.
Gone in 60 Seconds, which is 1 year after this movie, which is just as talky talk as this movie is.
He was also in The One.
I can see that one.
Jet Li.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
Jet Li's badass.
Jet Li is a fine gentleman. And
He also did a voice in Up.
who did? Oh,
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo. That's awesome. All right. Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Throw
Danny
Mama from the
DeVito.
train.
Danny DeVito's been in a couple
Taxi.
movies. Yeah. Taxi. Playing the Penguin in his gross and disgusting role.
Definitely Dan DeVito not at his finest. But that's okay.
You don't think Danny DeVito in this movie was at his finest?
No.
Oh, I thought he did a fantastic job.
I did too.
Huh. All right.
I don't know, Lisa. Guys love this movie.
Do guys love this
Guys
movie?
love this movie.
Because I was talking to a buddy last night that we were going to do this movie, and he says, you know what, Lisa? Did it ever occur to you that you guys should do movies that people have actually heard of? He goes, that might help your, boost the listeners. And I was like, no, that's the joy. We're doing the treasures that people don't know that they would love.
Or they forgot.
Or they forgot.
Yeah.
Or it was just a steaming pile of shit and they never knew. And he
Hey,
was
watch
like...
your mouth, because, you know...
Oh.
Yeah, our sister...
We have sensitive listeners.
Yeah,
Really-
no, she takes exception to, steaming piles of shit.
And fuckity fuck.
Okay, so... In respect for our listeners out there with the more sensitive ears, even though this is rated explicit, we will exclude steaming pile of shit
And we will exclude fuckity fuck fuck fuck.
Right, we will only keep it to fuck or fuckity fuck.
Right.
All right.
Anything longer than that, and
It's getting a little gratuitous, don't you think? I mean,
I would think so.
and there's another guy in here, a little known actor named Mr.
Sam Rockwell.
Rockwell. That guy. I don't know if he takes himself seriously. I think he does, but he shouldn't. Because I think he does a much better job when he doesn't.
I think he just goes out and has fun with it.
I completely agree. Yeah. All right. So let's. What you want to give us the rundown, the synopsis
I can do that.
of this film?
I can do it. It's real short.
Good.
A career jewel thief finds himself at tense odds with his longtime partner, a crime boss who sends his nephew to keep watch.
And that's all we got.
That's all we got. Now, before we get going, folks.
They didn't want to give too much away.
Right. Because this is one of those movies. Double cross, and double crossing, double cross. Look, guys, before we get started, spoiler alert. We are going to be talking about pretty much every facet of this film. If you haven't seen it and you're sitting there going, well, God damn it,
You should watch it any damn way.
You should watch it anyway. Just pause this podcast, save it on your iTunes, Stitcher Radio, wherever you get it, and just go ahead and watch the movie and then come back. We'll be right here for you. No problem. But huge spoiler, because this is like 6 Sense spoiler alert type of stuff we're going over.
How dare you say that?
No, comparing this movie to 6 Sense?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Interesting.
Okay, was Sixth Sense... Okay, they're completely different movies,
Sure.
but...
This is not a movie that you had to have a brain to follow. At all.
I'll give you that. I will. It was still a fun movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And yes, I would watch it again.
This is not
But-
Ocean's 11.
Well, this is much better than Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Oh my God. That I'm going to stop you on.
Whoa,
This is
whoa.
far and away better than Ocean's 11.
Well, folks, I think we're going to have a difference of
I
opinion
think
here
so.
today.
No, this making for good podcasting right here. No, this is fine. It's fine. So, I mean, unless you guys wanted to cover any of the other principles, I mean, you got Pigeon, but I mean, I don't really know what to say about Pigeon.
I like her. She does her part decently.
I'm just like, what am I watching? But yeah, it's fine.
So I thought that every single line that she delivered was like a ruse. It was no, I'm going to say that I'm doing this one thing, but really there's going to be a twist at the end. And I'm not.
Okay, that should
But
have been
I
a given.
am.
That should have been
But
a
I'm
given from
not.
jump because she's with Gene Hackman.
That's like me
I mean,
saying,
come on.
I mean, her acting is like me saying, honey, I'm going to go do the dishes and I'm going to go cook dinner. But guess what? I'm not.
I'm not.
My
But even
response
though my
would be,
voice
"You
sounded
lie."
like I was like just joking and I might actually do it, no. I actually have no intentions of doing it. So,
You know, at the very end, where she's like, cute as a pail full of kittens or Chinese baby or something like that. Anyway.
She says it was a cute plan. Gene Hackman responds with cute as, or he doesn't say cute. He just says as a Chinese baby.
Cute as a Chinese baby.
What the fuck does that
So
even
I think she gives him a look like he's expecting it's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's like, no.
No.
I have no idea.
I don't know what
you mean.
any of the script means at all.
Wait. I had everything but that one. What are you talking about? Are we going to China? What are you talking about? Okay, so let's get down to these characters. Let's get down to the characters and actors here. Gene Hackman, actor and performer in this movie.
I was really, really hoping that he was playing the bumbling, I look like I'm an old man, but really I'm a stealthy, smart thief.
He's a career thief in this movie. I mean, career thief. He's done it his whole life. He's a master
Did
thief.
you not think that he did?
No, I didn't. I thought everybody did a really bad job. So I'm going to keep quiet for a second. Let you guys talk this out.
No. I mean, it's interesting because people share your thoughts on that. They absolutely do. It's got
yeah.
totally mixed reviews on this movie. They're all over the place, up and down. I liked this movie better back in the day. Is this gonna keep up the whole time? Who's vacuuming
Somebody's
their lawn
vacuuming
right now?
It's a good day to leaf blow. Man.
Should we shut the door and just open up?
Yeah, probably.
I'm good.
Why would you be doing a leaf blower? We're supposed to be letting us yell at the top of our lungs in the middle of the night.
Probably
Right.
the neighbor's sick of us going, I get to listen to your shit. Let's listen to this, bitches.
It's a fun point.
That was Duvall. Oh, The Firm.
The Firm. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So
With Tom Cruise and The Firm, Gene Hackman. I don't know if you ever noticed, but Gene Hackman's name is not on the posters for the movie.
I mean, he's not a principal in that movie. I mean, he's kind of.
No. His name was going to be on the poster, but he threw an absolute shit fit over it because he felt that he was such a better actor than Tom Cruise, and whether he is or isn't doesn't matter.
I'll say he is.
He felt that since he's such a better actor than Tom Cruise, that his name should come before Tom Cruise.
I remember Harrison Ford
On
and
it.
Brad Pitt get into that kind of a stink on
Oh, really?
Devil's Own. Oh yeah,
Really?
they were fighting for screen time. They were fighting for billing. I mean, all sorts of shit.
Well, when the directors and the producers said no, Tom Cruise is the main character. His name goes first. Gene Hackman basically said, "Fuck you, remove my name from it." And they said, "Okay."
Okay. I mean, what are you winning here? Are you winning the argument? Okay, fine. Your name's on the goddamn poster. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking actors.
They didn't give two shits as to whether or not his name was on the poster. I thought it was great.
Damn it. All right. So, I mean, as far as this film's concerned, I think Gene Hackman does a very, very good job of playing the part subtly, his nuances. He is kind of the old, retired thief. And I think he's very convincing in that respect. And he plays it a lot differently than he usually does. Right in the beginning when he's playing that businessman, I mean, he's playing a businessman, I guess.
I was excited in the beginning of the movie.
Have you seen this before?
As I was watching it, I realized that it was on TV the other day, and I turned it off because it was a pile of shit. Like, I changed it. So,
Listen, we can't say pile of shit.
I'm sorry.
There's a pile of
No,
stuff.
you can say pile of shit. You just can't say steaming.
Oh, sorry. That's right. It's a little more graphic, isn't it?
So, yeah. I've seen it before.
So, yeah.
Speaking of shit, we're gonna get shit for all of the shit that we've been talking about not being able to say steaming pile of shit.
Yes, indeed. Because that listener does represent our one and only comment on iTunes review. We got the comment. We're on the board.
That's awesome.
Yay!
Yay!
Clicks and dicks. Yay! All right, let's go ahead and move to Delroy Lindo.
Delroy.
Delroy.
What did I say?
Delray.
I said Delroy Lindo. Delroy Lindo. Okay.
Okay.
Are you
All right.
done?
So, the muscle.
The muscle, yeah.
Yeah.
I love him in everything. I don't care what he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay, he did a good job in this.
He did a great job in this.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple of scenes where I'm sitting there going, "What's going on? What are you doing? Are you making shit up now? I mean, are you ad-libbing?"
There were only two characters in this movie that I gained an affinity for. Bobby, or Delroy Lindo. I almost said Delray. Damn. Bobby, who's played by Delroy Lindo, and Pinky, played by, I believe his name is Ricky Jay.
Yeah, Ricky Jay. Interesting little side note on Ricky, which we can also get to in a second. But yeah, he's a consultant in the industry on how to do magician tricks
Yes.
and what cons and things like that to make
Cons,
sure the
cons
details.
and sleight of hand kind of stuff.
He's a technical
Yes.
consultant for the films, which is great. I think he's wonderful in this capacity. I could have done with the whole Nice angle. Didn't care. I didn't think it added anything to it.
It didn't add anything.
Not really. I mean, they use it as leverage against him later, but I didn't think it added much.
Well, then they shot him in the face, and it didn't really matter after that.
They would have done that anyway.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
But he wouldn't speak without...
And did he really give up anything?
idea.
With all the, Gene Hackman being one step ahead of the game every single time, it's like, would they really give up anything? Apparently not, because he got away with the goal.
I've got some comments on that, but it's towards the end of it, so I'm
Sure,
going to save
sure.
that for a bit. But no, the opening of the movie I thought was decent. I couldn't figure out why in the hell this young hot thing was with Gene Hackman's old ass. Like I think it's love. That's why. That's why. It has nothing to do with the gold. It has nothing to do with the diamonds and the jewels. It's love.
You are romantic.
Wow. Nice, Mike. Yeah. No, I like it.
So does that make me an asshole? When I come
What am
back
I, an
now
asshole?
when I come back now and say, bullshit.
I'm not an asshole. I'm cute as a pail full of kittens.
And Chinese
Chinese
babies.
babies.
And Chinese babies.
Which, if you have not watched the movie and you're just listening to us talk, we're really not being asses. This was mentioned in the movie.
A couple times.
Pause it, watch the movie, come back.
A couple times it was mentioned. As long as a Chinaman's name. What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, that is the last time we say that word. We will say Chinese people. We will say people of Chinese descent. We will say a lot of things. What we're not going to say is that. Oh, God. How do you sleep at night?
They kept dragging it out. It's like, for fuck's sake.
They said it twice. Once.
No, it was three times. It was three times. It was three times that it was said. He said, as long as a
China person's name.
How is that any fucking different?
It is different because it's not the word, okay? And you fucking know it.
Okay, you guys are dogging me so badly. All right, folks, this budget for this movie was $35 million. Okay?
And that paid the salaries for the actors.
Yeah, pretty much. That paid
was
Gene
about
Hackman's
it.
salary. Right?
They grossed $28,000.
This is a
No
sleeper.
way.
This is a sleeper hit, though.
It is not a hit. It is a sleeper.
Check the rest. Check the rest of that because that
I was
came
gonna say,
throughout.
don't just go off the box office.
Yeah, the DVD rentals really picked up, and a lot of movies have done that.
Yeah, when you put movies in a bin and say that they're a buck,
Jesus.
it's gonna increase sales.
No, it actually nailed it. 78 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Blech.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
a
it
total.
it more than doubled
Yeah. Oh yeah.
cost. Cool.
Over the course of
Did
time.
you find it?
No, I didn't find it.
You quit looking.
You don't care. You don't care. So where are we hitting now? Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Danny
I thought we already
DeVito.
talked about Danny DeVito.
Well, we kind of mentioned him earlier.
I said he
but
sucked in this, but
Oh,
he's got the best line he's ever had in his career in this movie.
everybody needs money.
That's why they call
that's
it
why
money.
they call it money. You know what I thought was the best line in this movie?
What's that?
The young, dumb, and full of cum.
Everybody says that.
Why
Young,
did-
dumb, full of cum, shooting your way to stardom.
Have you never heard that before?
I've never heard
Oh,
that.
you've never?
No.
Oh, it just rolls
Seriously?
off your tongue. Yeah,
Oh, that
yeah.
kind of. It was like, oh, that's funny.
You're kind of old. How have you not heard that before?
Maybe I hang out with classier people than you do. I don't know.
Wow, I hang out with you all the time.
I know.
so-
Shut up.
We're inseparable.
What does that say about you?
Yeah.
Two of I think Danny DeVito's best performances, aside from Taxi, which I think he did a great job in Taxi. I mean, throughout the whole thing, but I loved him in Ruthless People and this movie in particular.
You
Are
didn't
you
like him in
kidding me?
Twins?
What's that?
Oh,
Twins
screw
was
that.
okay. Twins was kind of like paint by numbers.
Throw Mama from the train.
Oh, okay. No, that's
Come
all right.
on.
Yeah.
It was, oh my god, I just drew a blank. What the hell's his name?
That's okay. It wouldn't be a podcast. It wouldn't be a Flicks and Dicks podcast.
I
if
know.
somebody
Maybe he was
drew a
good in
blank.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
No,
Yeah.
crap, Jewish comedian guy.
Jewish comedian guy.
City Slickers. City Slickers.
It was like Jerry Seinfeld.
I mean, let's
Oh
just
yeah, that
keep
really does
going.
narrow it
Yeah.
down. No, Seinfeld sucks.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but
Oh
his name
my
totally
God.
jumped out of my head too.
I get teary every time I watch it.
I just think that in this movie, Danny DeVito had such an opportunity to play the I am little but I am mighty, I can be.
Oh, he did play the little I'm mighty. It's like
You don't think he did?
I think he was playing. Look, I've got power, and I'm kind of throwing it around up until the very end, where he's like, "Look, man, quit fucking with me, please. I got bills to pay."
No, he was not the person that you fear. And we have
Billy Crystal.
seen people do the whole fear me, I am little. Like me. Come on.
Yes, I was afraid of you, Lisa.
That is pretty damn terrifying, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
But anyway. No, Ruthless People in this one, I think he just has got the best lines. He looks like he's having the most fun. He's spitting all over this movie. Jesus Christ.
None so much as at the end.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Those two guys getting that close to each other in their faces, they must have just needed like rags, like in between takes and being like, can I get a wipe down, please?
Shit was flying out. I mean,
wow.
he was into it, though. He was into it. Shit was flying out of his mouth, and he didn't give a damn.
Nobody cared.
No.
What was that guy's name from Scream? Jeez, he was kind of a spitter, too.
David.
No,
it was
David
also
Arquette?
She's All That. No, not David Arquette.
no.
He was also in Salt Lake City Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, that guy, he's a spitter.
He's a spitter.
Okay, and let's...
Good actor, though.
Oh, God, yeah, and I don't see much of him anymore. It's too bad. But Sam Rockwell, okay. Good old Sammy.
Yep.
How'd he do?
He did all
I
right.
was super impressed because most guys don't know how to get the clothes off you fast.
Holy
But
shit.
man,
did he
it
do
might as
that
well have been rip away pants when he just zoinked her dress right off her.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice that she had Velcro on the back of that collar, right? I mean...
Yeah, but how many times have you looked at your wife and been like, hey, how do I get into this thing? And she had a pretty complicated outfit on.
He's like, no, I got this covered.
I got this.
This is totally good.
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
I was waiting for him to like lick his fingers, rub them together, and go twing. No, I think he was all cheese and nothing else.
Oh, yeah, he was pretty impressed with himself. He's like, yeah, I got your number. Dude, you don't have shit. Now, that's the character. Now, Sam Rockwell, I think, is a very dedicated actor.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, he was in Moon and, of course, Galaxy Quest, which he's funny as hell in
Oh,
Galaxy
my God.
Quest. He almost steals the show in Galaxy Quest. I wonder if that
many
was...
times over.
Yeah.
Many times over he stole that.
I wonder if the other actors are like, okay, can you tell Sammy to tone it down a bit because he's actually kind of stealing this from us. And Sam Rockwell's just like, what? I'm nobody. You don't have anything to worry about.
Oh my God, Sam Rockwell has done so many things.
Well, he was also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's got that little shot in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as the chief thug, the main thug.
Hitchhiker's
Oh,
Guide to
right.
Yeah,
the
he's in
Galaxy.
Hitchhikers. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Green Mile.
Yeah, he plays Wild Bill in Green
Phenomenal.
Mile.
Was yeah, that
Phenomenal.
movie is
Green
untouchable.
Mile.
Green Mile?
Is untouchable.
Book was better. I know it
Well,
sounds bad
that's
to say.
fair enough.
I'm not saying the book's always better. The Count of
Dude,
Monte Cristo, I like the movie better than the book.
Okay, Green Mile, it damn near followed the book verbatim.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem. It's a different medium. You need to adjust things if you're in a different medium. You can't go word for word. And I know a lot of people bitch about that, but you can't do that. It's completely different. It's like if you put it on the stage. You can't do it verbatim if you put it on the stage.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to write a book report if it doesn't follow it?
I'm like, well, that's a very good point. Cliff notes, Lisa, cliff notes.
Big problem I have with Sam Rockwell, more often than not, he plays the same character.
Oh, I couldn't disagree more.
He does. Every once in a while, he does throughout, like Moon. Moon was not
good.
his typical character.
When did you see Moon? Have you seen it recently?
I have not seen it recently.
I saw it recently. Somebody told me to see it or something like that. They said I'd like it, and I sure as hell did. I mean, I don't give a shit about the clone aspect of it, but I mean, the rest of it, I'm
Sam
like,
Rockwell was fucking phenomenal in
oh,
it.
god damn he was. Yeah, he really brought everything there.
Watch Seven Psychopaths. If you like Sam Rockwell, watch Seven Psychopaths. It's a brutal, bloody kind of movie, but it's fun. I mean, not to sound twisted or anything, but it's a fun movie. Sam Rockwell again, just does a phenomenal job.
Sporting that mustache. Wow.
Always.
Okay.
Smarmy.
I didn't know whether I was watching when he acted Saturday Night Live or a soap opera or a porno. It was very, like, I was really confused every time he spoke. So,
which one are you doing? He's really big on the facial hair in his movies, I noticed. And I went back to that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shot. Yeah, he's got a little teeny bopper goatee going on there too.
Yep.
And of course he's rocking it. He's rocking it in Galaxy Quest. Fucking hell.
He does it in most of. He's got that porn stash in most of his movies.
It's like, what are you doing, man? I mean, you don't actually think that looks good, do you? I wonder if he does.
He probably does. I don't know. Maybe he's hiding something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, you always have a beard. What are you hiding?
It's called laziness.
No,
I just assume.
he shaves it that way.
I have a baby face, and using a razor irritates the shit out of my skin.
Oh, I thought you were
saying.
going to say I have a baby face, so I want to look older. I'm like, Mike, we're pushing 40, man. We don't need to do that anymore.
Sensitive. All right.
Shut
it.
Are we gonna mention Pigeon or no? I mean, we did mention her, but
She was in a Die Hard flick. I think it was
No shit, which one?
Oh hell.
had to have been the sequels. There's no way she was in the first one.
No, that's
Red.
Red.
Die Hard,
Just
Die
kidding.
Harder, Die
That's
Hardest.
Red. She was in Red.
Yeah.
But no, Seven Psychopaths, Sam Rockwell, and Christopher Walken. Fucking amazing.
Well, there you go.
It's got Christopher Walken.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. So I think that pretty rounds out who we're really talking about. I mean, that's all right. So we can go ahead and get into this film. Like I said, spoiler alert starting now. So
I don't know why you say that.
what? Spoiler alert?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the double cross on the way they flip around the heist and everything like that, the details and the aspects of the heist are what make the movie entertaining, right? I mean, it's the whole, okay, let's try this, now we're going to do this. Oh, but it's really this.
No, this movie has so many twists. It's like they took the entire full 5 entrees and put them into a blender, and you don't know what you're drinking.
Okay, super quick. I was wrong. I saw the Red, or the poster for Red when I was looking up Rebecca Pigeon, and
I thought she wasn't red.
she was in Red.
Yeah, okay.
I mistook that for Die Hard at a quick glance.
Red?
It kind
It
of
was
looks like
the-
Die Hard.
It was the little poster thing. Don't judge.
Okay, fine. All right, there we go.
No, she was not in Die Hard.
So the movie does open up on a heist, which is good for the movie's namesake, and it's less confusing than if we open it up on Julia
Actually,
Roberts going through a tough breakup.
It
so if
actually
we did
opens
that,
up.
we would be like,
It
what the fuck's
actually
going
opens
on?
up with Gene Hackman with a shotgun.
It actually opens up in a diner.
It did. Did it really?
It actually opens up on a space station.
Ooh, that would definitely be an interesting twist.
It opens up where they walk in, they're ordering coffee, they want their lattes or whatever.
No.
Is that
Lisa,
really-
it opens up with him in a field, and he's like doing recon and checking out shit with a shotgun. Why does he have a shotgun on the side of the road near an airport? Is he pheasant hunting? I mean, I almost said peasant hunting.
But no, see,
I'll trade you this for that.
the sport of royalty, peasant hunting, pull. Ah! Pheasant hunting.
yes. I thought it opened up there and then it went to.
Yeah, it does.
Fine.
You fucked it up.
Fucked it up.
Good going.
Well, you're really bringing your C game to this one.
When I was watching this scene, I was not in the field, with a shotgun by an airport on the side of the road. The diner scene where she's sitting there, she's rubbing her eye.
So it's a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes to put the eye drops in, and I hadn't seen the movie since probably when it
came
up
out
in the theater.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, I'd totally forgotten about it, and I'm watching, I'm like, what the fuck? She didn't even squirt the eye drops in her eye. She just put it up to her eyeball and pretended. I'm like, wow, that was really bad.
This movie sucks.
And then it was, oh.
I just don't know
Squirt the
why, if
coffee.
you've got something that's going to kill somebody or put them out, why would you even hold it up to your eye? Like, did you even have to take the cap off? Why didn't you just, like nobody's going to check. Did you take the cap
Wait,
off?
you didn't even take the cap off.
Yeah.
What are you, like a professional criminal or something? So yeah, she's one of our two smokers in this film. Sam Rockwell's smoking, and then we have
Like
her.
a chimney.
She's smoking. Nobody else though. I mean,
DeVito.
Okay. DeVito. Oh, he's smoking a
Cigars.
cigar. That never counts. Cigars never count. Anyway, so yeah, obviously they're doing this setup. This guy comes in, and he's obviously they've done work beforehand or some kind of recon, and so she's gonna drug all the people who work at this jewelry store.
Yes.
Right? This boutique. All right? And so he takes it, and then they start meeting up in the street. And this is when the code talk of the whole movie is starting. This is one of those movies where it's like everybody speaks in code, and it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was so
I think
excited
so.
when the movie started.
This movie's entire script is basically written in code. Now, that either annoys the crap out of you or it doesn't, and there's no middle ground here.
I don't know why
That
it
was
would be
cool.
annoying. Yeah, it was fine.
Some people take issue with it. It's like,
Okay, that's like-
Memento's hard to follow, obviously,
Oh,
right?
Memento I thought was fantastic.
And I really enjoyed it. And I don't think it was that gimmicky. I think it still followed a good story.
I enjoy
Yeah,
a
it's
movie
gimmick, but
where
it was
I
fun.
cannot completely grasp everything, and when you watch it again, you're like, ha, and you watch it again,
Well,
and
sure,
you see
yeah.
more and more and more. This was definitely, you did not even need to get out of elementary school to understand this movie. This was not,
Ouch.
no, I'm sorry. And if you didn't...
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. I am so serious. And maybe it's because we've seen so many good movies where it's like, we got this twist
Is
and that
this
twist.
is this the best heist movie?
Hell no!
No.
Okay, what's a better heist movie than this? And don't fucking say Ocean's 11.
No.
I really like that movie.
I like it too. I like it just fine.
Oh,
but it's not a
good
better
Lord.
heist movie than this one.
Okay, I like, what was it, National Treasure?
Good point.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
that's
fun
not a heist. I wouldn't call that a heist. It's not a
there
heist
was
genre.
no gotcha moment in this movie where it's like, holy shit, that whole time they've been carrying around nothing. I mean, we knew, yeah,
You
they
knew he was
had
gonna do
a
the
bunch.
switch?
They had a bunch of those switcheroo moments throughout this movie, but it was not. It was not on that level. It was not the haha, you got it. No, it was like, oh, they did it.
Kind of a
Okay. Now I'm following again. All right, they did it again. All right, we're good. It wasn't like, oh, that was badass. That was really cool how they did that. No, none of that.
Oh no, Focus. Focus was the Will Smith one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was more of a con though than a heist.
And there's a difference. Yeah,
There really is.
Yeah,
There
a
really
con
is.
movie versus a heist movie. Yeah.
But
I think this movie kind of encapsulates all of that. It's like we're obviously glorifying the villains here. Let's not mince words. We're glorifying the bad guys. Mm-hmm. They're
Most
thieves
definitely.
and robbers and murderers.
most definitely.
Okay.
I guess the formula that I'm used to seeing is at the end, which instead they rolled credits, which was bizarre, but at the end it should have been where the whole team meets up again. And that did not happen in this. Spoiler alert, big time. That did not happen in this movie at all.
Yeah, because stuff doesn't always go right, and that's what annoys me more with Ocean's 11. Everything went beautifully. This one, it kind of got fucked up a little bit. Nobody wanted to see Pinky die. He was the most. I don't know if he was. At least he was the most likable
He
person.
was
other
the most
than
likable.
him
But
dropping
you know
that
what? Anytime you're the
China
most likable
word,
person
but-
and they're all nice and sweet, you're like, oh, fuck, you're going to die.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead meat.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I was writing a script at the exact same time this movie came out, and Jesus Christ, now that I think about that script, it's such a plagiarism. not of the story, but of the dialogue. Every single thing in my screenplay, and it's so bad. I'm still gonna fucking produce it someday, but I mean, I'll rewrite it. But it's really like everybody's talking in code, and it's fucking stupid.
All right, with this movie, yes, I would watch it again. Yes, I enjoyed it, had fun with it, but everything was. There was never a surprise moment. Like, oh my God, no way.
I remember being surprised by all sorts of shit. I could have sworn those hand railings on the boat were gold. I could have sworn. I was
Okay.
like sitting there going, "Oh,
The
definitely."
first time I watched the
Why
movie,
would he
I
be
didn't get it.
sporting gold all just out there in the open? Like, look at me, pirate
'Cause he-
side,
that
I
was
got
a fucking-
gold.
I was a fucking
He said
20-year-old,
early
you know?
on. He said early on that's the best place to hide.
It was out in the open,
Out in the open,
daylight.
that's right.
Daylight.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, the first time I saw it, yeah, there were a few things I missed. But the first time I saw it, I don't know, I was by myself in an airport movie theater thing, which was really awkward in and
Airport?
of itself.
Movie theater.
Yeah, or it might have been near the airport. It was out in Oregon.
Like a drive-in?
No. It was a movie theater either in the airport or by the airport.
Who the hell goes to a movie at an airport? You're gonna miss your flight. Who does that?
That's gotta be the worst idea ever.
So then it was probably near the airport.
The Toronto airport does have a gym though, and that's actually pretty sweet. It's like this huge kind of out in the open gym. It's pretty sweet. But I'm still like, you could get copped up on the elliptical machine, and you're totally gonna be late. Because you got to change, you got to shower, you got to do all sorts of stuff.
The only thing keeping you from staying at the bar in an airport is that it's expensive. So eventually you have to leave.
I am officially out of money.
As far as the movie, there was never for me anyway the real surprise moment, like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see the credits rolling up. I was shocked.
He was planning the gold heist from the opening of the movie.
Yeah. He'd been doing it well before.
Even though he swore, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Well, he only said he wasn't doing it because he got caught in the camera, which is coming up here in just a second. Okay, so what kind of cracks me up is that they cause this diversion. If you ever need a diversion, you need to rob someplace, just go ahead and create an explosion.
Blow up a trash can.
Blow up a trash can, or blow up something near the airport.
Yes.
Okay, we're not saying that, okay? But anyway, so they walk in, and everybody has been passed out except for this woman because she didn't drink her coffee. So she was sitting there the whole time.
That was confusing.
Yeah, it was. I was like, wait a minute, because this was on the third time I watched it.
She sat there.
She sat there this whole time
staring at these people. Laid out in the fucking floor.
She looked like she woke up from a nap. Like she only took a sip of her coffee and put it back in the cup
holder. That's what my note says.
holder.
It's like she looked like she was taking a nap
She
in
does.
a chair.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking it was that one guy who went back to go grab or whatever from the hot dog vendor, and he just decided to not get his. I thought it was him.
Oh, Gene Hackman. No, Gene Hackman went back to the hot dog vendor to get his change.
I know, but in the opening scene. So here I am, not knowing the characters, not knowing any of this. I thought that he was just one of the people actually in the jewelry store that didn't drink the coffee because he went to go get a hot dog. So that was my 5th grade education stupidity right there.
Yeah, but so that of course complicates the robbery. So instead of just shooting her, Gene Hackman tases her.
Tased her in the neck.
Stun guns her. I guess there's a difference.
Okay, if she's sitting there the whole time, he could have put the mask on and walked up to her and tased her. I don't think she would have gotten very far. It would have been fine, and then his cover wouldn't have been blown.
That's true, because this is the point of the movie. It's a kind of an early plot point, but it's the point of the movie where it's like, we've now just shifted the whole flow of whatever previous story that they had, and now he's got his picture on a milk carton, and he's done.
Yes.
All right.
So enter Danny DeVito.
Yes, and he's kind of likable in this. It's like, oh, you robber, you thief, haha, you scoundrel. I liked him.
I like Danny DeVito.
I like the
guy. I think he's great. I'm so sorry he chose this role.
That's confusing. So what I think of this movie is an example of the filmmaker's axiom, okay? And that is that you can make a good script and have a bad movie. You can make a good script and have a good movie. But what you can't do is make a bad script and make a good movie.
This was a bad script. And I think I can really, 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 really honestly say that was the problem with the movie.
You thought this was a bad script? It's a well-crafted script.
No, it's a well-crafted idea.
It's a well-crafted story, but I think the script could have used a lot of work.
I think that it was unnecessary in many, many places. I think that it wasn't proofread.
The funny thing was that I was going to take the exact opposite stance. I think this was an amazing script, and even if the movie's execution wasn't flawless, this is an example of you could have taken high school actors, true, replaced all the characters with those high schoolers, and still had a good movie because it was that good of a script. Crickets.
Yeah. I don't think the script was all that great.
No, beer,
please.
There we go. Beer, Lisa?
No.
Okay. No.
I think it was a great story idea, but I don't think that the script was all that phenomenal. I don't.
Every line counts, and that's what I think is one of those good elements of a good script is that they made every single sentence count.
If you're gonna make something cheesy and cheeky, make it intelligent.
There's intelligence all over this film.
Yeah, there is.
But the cheap lines, the throwaway lines, they're not. They're just not.
You know what this actually reminds me of?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the type of movie I would have loved to direct. And this director was also a writer. So you get into a little bit of a self-indulgent...
Well, that makes sense.
Doesn't
it all
Okay.
makes sense.
You get a little bit into a self-indulgent thing when you got the writer who's also the director and all that stuff. It's like...
Okay.
I always consider that to be the ideal situation, though. It's your vision. You're taking it from word to celluloid. I mean, it's a seamless transaction.
Okay.
Transition.
Saving Mr. Banks. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay, so you have this lady who has written this story that everybody loves, and then you have this director who is like, we are going to make this great, and it wavers from the story, and that marriage was beautiful. It was beautiful, and that story.
And there's
is
so many
beautiful.
examples where that has not happened. I mean, someone says, I'm buying your script off you. You're going to be a millionaire now. This is what you worked for your whole life, but we're doing whatever we want with it. And the script writer's
They
like,
completely bastardized the
of course,
story.
of course, because they're within their right and they're going to make money.
But
Yes.
I like in Saving Mr. Banks how they explained the process, and you see the process where you have the passion
She still
behind.
fucking hates it.
Okay, but if you have the passion behind the writer, and they're like, no, this is my baby.
Yeah.
But that person who says this is my baby is directing it now, then there is no filter whatsoever, and it just comes out as blah, like exactly how they thought. I don't.
Shyamalan wrote Sixth Sense.
Okay, well, I think that person is great.
Do you know how many people hate Shyamalan
Yes, I
now?
do, and I can't wrap my brain around that.
Well, I think Avatar has something to do. Not Avatar, but
He did Signs. And
no, not Avatar.
Not Signs.
Avatar's the name of the cartoon series, the anime series.
That one.
The fucking holy shit!
I've not watched that.
Yeah, it's the live action version of
Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah.
It's the cartoon that I used to watch.
Anyway,
all the
that's
I know
time.
Avatar.
I've seen
With
that.
the children.
I've seen the movie that we're talking about, and of course, people listening to this are screaming right now because they're like, "It's called this," but no, that movie's a fucking mess. It's an absolute mess, and yet it's Shyamalan's passion project.
Okay, when you call something your passion project, you know that you're wavering from like all things that make sense. This is something that I have to do for my
This is
soul.
in
Oh my
my
God.
brain,
Yeah.
What was
and I'm making whatever is in my brain.
Travolta's passion project?
What's that?
John Travolta's passion project. Aliens invaded the Earth and everything. You had Barry Pepper in it.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh, for fuck's sake, what was the name of the movie? It took him like 20 years or some crap to get this thing on the screen.
Shit, man.
And
you know what?
it bombed. Oh my God.
If it takes you 20 years to get it on the
big pile of
screen,
crap.
it wasn't meant to be. 9 times out of 10, those types of movies flop. They flop
This
hard.
flopped hard.
All right. So we transition to Hackman making some parts, some boat parts for this guy named Fetch. Is his name Fetch?
I don't remember his name.
Fetch, whatever. He's a
Something.
greaseball. He's a total
Yeah.
If I were an absolute dick, I'd call him
Something.
Yeah, I'd call him something. Anyway, all right. So he presents him with a gift to establish that he knows how to gild stuff, right? All right. What's that?
Battlefield Earth.
That was John
Was John
Travolta's.
That's right. God, that was an absolute
He didn't write
train
it, he
wreck.
produced it.
Okay, but he wanted it to be a certain vision.
It was something that he had been on
yeah,
board
yeah.
with for like many
No,
years.
That movie's
and it
that movie's
just bombed.
confoundingly stupid.
Maybe if they would have cut the running time by maybe an hour,
Nope.
You
they could have
could've,
cut it to 10 minutes. It would have been
cut
like,
everything.
what the fuck am I watching? So we're transitioning to this setup with this Fitch, and
Yeah.
he basically wants to buy Gene Hackman's boat, but Gene Hackman's trying to build one for him. Basically, he wants money. He wants money so they can get out of Dodge, right? So he makes him a couple parts. He hands him this part as a gift, right? Pie. She's got pie.
But no, if
Lemon meringue, no, you don't like.
I know. but I'll eat it.
I'm creating it.
He wasn't going to make the boat for the guy to get money.
Yeah, no, that's right.
He wasn't going to make the boat at all. He wasn't going to make the boat at all. He goes, I really would have liked to have made that boat.
Right, but he's trying to get the guy to or maybe he's just playing him. Huh? Maybe he's just playing him?
Maybe he's just playing throughout the whole movie, and this movie actually is smarter than I thought.
The bottom line is, he makes him a gift, okay?
Yes.
This cleat. He makes him a cleat. He explains how he made it and why it looks like gold and all this stuff, which establishes, later on in the movie. But he hands him his gift, and this guy's like, why'd you do that? He goes, because I wanted to make you a boat. Because that's what I used to do. I used to actually make shit and make people happy and all that stuff. And the guy's like, nope, don't want it. Bam! Throws it on the desk and says, I want that boat. It's like, fuck your present. It's like, man, I hope you get everything that's coming to you, you asshole.
Was that not bizarre to you to see for the first time, where his insistence on, I need this boat, I need your boat, not just any boat, I need your boat.
I get that. I actually get it. I get it. Because it's boat makers, that's a thing of it's a craftsmanship. All right? You're hand making somebody a boat. All right? And it's going to be unique. Every single one's going to be unique. He likes Gene Hackman's boat. I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
I've never coveted something of somebody else's so badly.
Really?
Really?
What?
Really? Really?
I'm trying to think.
Mike's thinking here. He's thinking hard. Smoke's coming out of his ears.
That is not the look that's on his face. There's no smoke coming out of his ears. He's thinking back on this going, no, actually, she doesn't want other people's shit. I don't want your shit. At all.
No, I'm really trying to think on... no.
If I lit a match on all of my belongings, I would not have a problem. Now, if you want to give me money, fuck yeah, I'll take it. Only if you're dead. I don't want your money if you're living.
Please send your money to via PayPal at flicksanddicks@gmail.com. I don't think Flicks and Dicks has a Gmail account. Anyway, fuck it. All right. I guess mine would be... you have, I'm a big fan of the GT40, and I want to make one someday, right? All right, but the original Gulf GT40, one of the originals made, it's a beautiful, beautiful car, right? Now, if somebody handed me one of the beautiful new ones that they got, I don't really like them that much. You know what I want? I want that one. I want the Gulf. That's what I want. Anyway, fuck it. That's all we'll talk about cars.
I think that's a sin.
What, to covet?
Yeah.
It is, Lisa. So is saying the word fuck.
I don't think that's listed on the sins.
I stand corrected. You are absolutely right. It was not included in the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not say fuck. so Dan, I could be more wrong.
It's not the Lord's name in vain.
It's not. I didn't say goddamn. I said fuck. I'll say that to a priest.
Wow. Wow, this went south real quick.
Tammy, I'm trying.
Well, when you don't have a movie to talk about, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the next scene. Shut up.
All right.
All right, so DeVito drops a bomb on Hackman, okay? And basically, do this job that was set up for you or we don't pay you at all for the job they just did. And shit gets real fast.
Oh yeah,
Delroy
oh my
Lindo
God.
freaks out. He goes 0 to 60 in no time flat. And I'm sitting there going, whoa.
Yeah.
I thought you were cool as a cucumber. You just flipped the fuck out for no reason.
What got me was that you're in this building or whatever, and it's filled with mobsters, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Filled with mobsters. He fires off a couple shots. One poor bastard comes through that door and proceeds to get his ass thoroughly beaten by Delroy Lindo.
You're like, hey, what's going on? Boom, 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 boom. And gets a Delroy Lindo.
Del Rey.
Did I say Del Rey?
You keep doing it.
Damn it, Trev. Ah.
So the Delroy
It's your
Lindo gets his beat down on this poor bastard, and then almost shoots the bookkeeper. All the while, Gene Hackman's sitting there, just kind of. I think he's enjoying it.
He's watching the show.
I'm just watching
Watching
Delroy
the show.
Lindo just take this guy to task.
You know what? I was really intrigued by the bookkeeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was waiting for him to play an active role in all of this. But he didn't. Spoiler alert.
He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, he's keeping the books. He's like, goddamn fucking gunfire again.
I'm old.
I'm too old for this shit. I keep saying I want to retire, and they're like, nope, because Danny DeVito has a real problem with people calling it a career. So I think it's funny that Hackman is presumed this whole time to be sitting like a bump on a log while Delroy Lindo is shooting up the place and beating people up. And he's like, man, I love it when he hits people.
Establishing him as the muscle.
Fuck you, man. You're the help.
That's right.
You could have called Delroy Lindo the help. Screw that.
Shit. The help in Sam Rockwell went down.
You know why the road crossed the chicken? Because
the chicken
crossed the road.
Because the road crossed the chicken.
That's why this dialogue is really hard to watch. It's really hard to say, too. So, yeah, speaking of which, Rockwell calls him the help. And Rockwell gets exactly what I would expect if I called Delroy Lindo the help. He gets one right in the gut.
But I think that Danny DeVito establishes nephew as a kind of like you're gonna do this job with him because he needs to get out there and experience something.
Yeah, it's like he wants his nephew to get out. You know, I need to get his feet wet and get him out in the world, do an internship with these thieves.
It established him as a buffoon.
We want you to get out there and really make your mark in the buffoonery that you're about to be undertaking.
Right. This is like the biggest job that's ever existed, but I want you. Like this isn't some little jewelry store heist. This is the big deal. And he's like, no. This is what's going to get your feet wet.
Okay, look.
So you knew that something was going to go wrong.
DeVito doesn't trust Hackman at all at this point.
Nope.
He's like, and Hackman calls him up, and DeVito's sitting there going, he thinks he's fucking playing me, but here's what's going to happen.
He sends a babysitter.
I still need all this gold because apparently I'm desperately in hock. So I have to send you my nephew. There's nobody else. Apparently, there's nobody else.
He sent Rockwell as the babysitter. That was it.
He's just a babysitter.
Yes.
But I think Lisa's right. That's a big liability. In a precision operation like this, that's crazy.
This is why I said that DeVito does not establish himself as some crime boss because he is not good on the organized crime.
Oh, I don't think he's in the upper echelon of crime bosses. I mean,
No.
I think he's got his little patch in Boston, and that's good, because he's made a few mistakes here and there, and he's got his goons, and maybe his goons aren't all the best, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not top tier. He's not the Godfather.
He's small
that's for sure.
potatoes. Yeah, for sure.
He can't even get a hit out on the really important people because the guys are like, "Fucking take care of yourself." He's like, Jesus.
This is like Crime Boss in Kansas.
Totally. No, I'm real big shit in
Sorry,
Kansas.
if you think you're built big shit, but
Kansas
no.
now.
So they agree on that, and they do this little setup, more recon in this bar, and this is where we introduce not Laurie Metcalf.
No, it's not Laurie Metcalf.
No, it's not. It
Why did
looks
she
like
steal Laurie Metcalf's face?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like,
I know
wow.
I've seen her in a few things, but no, it's not Laurie Metcalf.
No. Let me grab her name for you real quick. It is Patti LuPone.
Yeah. So credit where credit is due. This is Patti LuPone. Mm-hmm. Yep. She did a very good job. She played her role just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And they disposed of her quite quickly.
Yeah, she went taking off.
She just didn't come back.
She's apparently a customs officer, which is it's not exactly TSA, but it's kind of a step up. Your customs. It's a little bit better. They still got the same fucking attitude though.
From somebody who's traveled way too much.
Oh God, customs and border patrol. You can keep it anyway. Yeah, so she's one of those people, but she's drinking on the job.
Yeah, that was a good scene in the bar, leading up to her drinking on the job. That was a good scene in the bar where they established that, like, okay, here you are drinking. You're known as a drunk. They obviously did the research, and they set her up for that.
I kind of like that about this movie is it shows that they did so much. It's not like typical heist movies where they're going to have their introductory scene just like they had before, but then they're like, oh, you're forced into this position. We've got to start from the beginning. No, they've been working on this job for a long time. I like that about this movie. It's really good. It's like we're halfway in the middle of their planning. We're not at the beginning. We're not forced into it. We're halfway in the middle of their planning. That's good. So, Pigeon is playing a very weird thing. I don't know if this is an actor who's supposed to be looking like she's...
I did not like this scene because of her character in this scene. I thought it was terrible.
But that's who she reminds me of, where she's hanging out with the guys, but she is this, like, I'm going to wear jeans and I'm going to wear a denim jacket and I'm going to smoke and I'm going to be all like... I think it may have been like a Grease kind of movie. It was...
Why would you go to a bar right next to the airport on the clock wearing your identification badge on your arm?
Because you're an alcoholic and you just want to drink.
Here's a better question. Why would you look a bartender right in the eye and say, pour it?
Pour it.
That was just a dick move.
I totally want to try that and see what happens.
No.
My ass is going to be like, by the way, so I'm going to be thrown out of a bar.
This is twice this week where you have been like, I'm going to totally do this. And I've told you, no,
don't do this.
Don't do this.
You'll die.
At first, I thought she had one of those exercise band thingies, for her iPod Mini or some shit.
And then you realize that it's 1990.
And it was like, wait a minute, no, this is a little before that time.
Yeah, I think she tells the bartender twice, pour it. Which is funny because Delroy Lindo at the end of the movie, I know it's a movie thing to do, and it kind of goes in that thing we were talking about with the Brotherhood of Justice, where people reach outside the car to open the door. But people and actors, actors in movies, they don't say goodbye on the telephone, and when they get into a car with their loved one, their girlfriend, boyfriend, they say drive. I can't imagine saying that to my wife. Drive.
Our sister does not say goodbye on the phone.
Tammy.
I don't know how many times, and I love you, sis, but I don't know how many times I have been like, hello? Hello? Are you
talking
still
to
there?
myself? All right, fucking
Okay, all right.
You know what? I like it. She just, she's done with the conversation. Yeah, she's fucking, she's hanging up.
I got people. Quick.
I've said everything there is to say. Click. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
So yeah, everyone in the movie, they don't say goodbye. They just click. They hang up the phone. I'm like,
they're kind of dicks.
Mike and I have about 27. I love you. No, I love you. No, I love you. I love you. And we've been married almost 20 years, and we still. And I was sitting in the doctor's office the other day, and it was. I'm like, I love you, and he's like, I love you. I love you too. I love you. He's like, I love you too. I'm like, okay, bye.
Okay, I'm hanging up the phone now. I don't know. I've been working on my job now, this company for 9 years, right? I still have no idea how to say goodbye on the phone. I'm like, yeah, and no, I mean, and we're both like jumping over each other going, all right, great day, yes, good, click.
Wow.
I have nothing, I don't know how to hang up the phone.
You say, well, I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
What is the phrase that's like, there's nothing you can say to it? I think it's just a rash of people who just want the last word on saying goodbye.
Balls. Click.
Balls. Bam. Next call, please.
Wait, what did you say?
So this comes up to one of the scenes that I absolutely love this line. And there's so many lines in this movie I love. And this is one of them. So Gene Hackman comes out with Sammy Boy. And Sam's like, who's she? She's a drunk. Why is she important? And Gene's just like, I don't want to fucking explain it to you because if I'd be doing that, I'd be spending the whole movie explaining shit to you. But he says, she's part of the thing. So anyway, do this thing. And then he says, hey, when he starts going into details about the job, we're going to say the job 18,000 times in this movie. But
yes, or the thing.
The thing or the job. And so Gene Hackman's like, wait a minute, you can't be talking about this in the middle of the fucking parking lot. And he says, no one's around, and he says, I can be as quiet as ant pissing on cotton. And Gene Hackman says,
I want you to be as quiet as an ant, not even thinking
about pissing on cotton.
And then later on, when they think the job's gone bust or something like that, he's like, you know what I want? I want a fucking moment to make a decision. I love that one too. It's great.
It's got some good lines.
It's got a lot of good lines.
Yeah.
If you didn't like this movie for anything else, Lisa, they're great fucking lines.
I love the movie for young, dumb, and full of cum. That's what I love
It's
this
so
movie
weird you've
for.
never heard that before.
I've never heard that.
Lisa's back in her bubble.
She really is.
Bubble.
So I was watching the scene for Sammy's benefit, and I couldn't help but think that when they're doing that whole ruse where the scene's for Sammy's benefit, right?
Yes.
Okay. And they're saying everything's going bad and all this shit. Oh my God, you left the thing, and the thing is also in the thing. Well, I can't sync with the job, Joe. I can't sync with the job. And so Sammy's like, wait, what's this mean with the job? What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. How many times did he have to say that?
the job, the thing, the job. I don't remember as much code spoken as there was in Gone in 60 Seconds. Guess which movie came out first?
Oh, that was another good one.
Gone in 60 Seconds came out first.
Oh.
This movie, all their Cody, talk. Yeah, it came out after Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. Kind of makes you feel a little dirty inside, doesn't it?
That was a really good... Okay, so that's another example of a good movie where you're like, ha-ha.
Ha-ha.
Yeah.
The more we talk about this movie, I hate to say it, but the less I'm liking it.
Heist? Yeah. Oh, I still love it. You know what? And I was a little bit concerned when we were geared up for the podcast. I'm like, I don't think I can really, bash this movie all that much. And I really enjoy this movie. I can watch the movie and I get lost in the dialogue.
You bought the movie.
I've had the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's kind of a classic flick. Like I said, it's a sleeper hit.
Did you buy it out of the $5.99 bin?
I don't remember. It's one of those.
For years.
The sticker had like 12.
It's one of those cheap cardboard ones. It's entirely possible we got it out of the bargain bin. I mean, but I remember when the movie came out. One of our friends when I was in college. No, I wasn't in college. It was a couple years after college. Somebody had said, "You got to watch this movie because this is like a thinking man's film and all this shit." It kind of is, but it's also kind of cheesy. So they go ahead and put on the show for Rockwell. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I think the whole elaborate plan is bust, and they want to they want to sucker Fitch, right? So that's their next plan. We'll go ahead and take Fitch's money, say yes, I'm building you this boat, or no, I'm selling you my boat, and I'm going to take all your money. Again, there must be about $5 to $11 million in that bag.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Did you see that?
So I saw this thing on Facebook and it's like, if you've never seen what $100,000 looks like, and they open up this briefcase and it's like, blink, it's this little chunk of
That's dodgeball,
nothing.
Lisa.
Is that dodgeball?
That's fucking dodgeball, and it's awesome.
Okay, maybe
I
it wasn't
love
on
that
Facebook.
movie.
It was dodgeball. Yeah.
No, I don't think you've ever seen $100,000 except for in the movies.
He opens up, it's just one stack. I love that. God, I love
classic. That is classic.
God, this is another reminder that I have to watch something the same day that I'm doing the podcast because I incorporate it as into like life. Like, oh, I was at the bank and they're like, have you ever seen $100,000? And they show me this briefcase. No, I don't know.
And she's like, oh, no, wait, that was on Facebook.
That was on Facebook. No, wait, that was in a movie. Wait, no. God.
So what's actually kind of funny is I don't really get when they're going to con Fish and they say there's a gas leak and they'll have it to you by morning. Obviously, they're going to be out of there by then. And Rockwell's sneaking around. So they're going to go investigate Rockwell, but he pulls Fitch's gun and holds it on him, right? Yes. So he's holding a gun on Fitch.
Yeah.
And then he goes to check out Rockwell sneaking around. And then Fitch takes off and she's like, no, wait. I'm like, dude,
really?
Your ship has sailed. You just pulled a gun on this guy. He's done with you. You guys are no longer friends. Ever.
It was so bizarre that he was portrayed as such this like integral part of the story. And
well, he's got the money. He's got that much money.
But they don't ever take his money. Ever.
Nope.
In the movie.
No.
So if they're planning this big gold job the entire time,
he forces the issue so they have to do the job.
Okay, now let's let's just say this. So if they do get away with it, they get that big pile of $1 bazillion.
How much is gold really worth? Right.
No, not the gold.
You're talking about the $1 bajillion in the guy's bag?
Yeah. So if they pull that off, and they're all in, they're dressed in black, so they're obviously going to sneak away in the night. Okay, so they pull that job off and they leave, then the gold job never happens, right?
Right.
So what was
Correct.
the point in planning for months?
Because they were going to do the job, but he got his face taken. He's got his face on a milk carton, Lisa. His face is on a milk carton.
It's just...
That's why you don't like this movie. You're too stupid to get what's going on.
I'm not too stupid. I'm too smart to... I'm too smart. This movie makes no sense.
They were going to take his money and leave the country.
This movie is like real life, where nothing happens the way that it's supposed to happen, and it ends.
I love it when
and it
movies do
ends
that.
not making sense. Life ends not making sense.
We might have to get back to that because you might change your tune. Because maybe you just hadn't thought it out. Anyway.
The only way that I'll change my tune is if I'm tone deaf.
It's a little heavy-handed, don't you think, Lisa? Even for Flicks and Dicks.
That was funny as shit. That was funny as shit.
That was a stretch. I'll give it to you, but that was a stretch. So, God. So here's what I don't get. Here's actually what I don't get about master thieves, okay? This is what I don't get about master thieves. These guys are, this is just as much a craft. God damn it.
She's cracking herself up.
You're funny as hell, Lisa. I'm trying to keep you around. Criminy.
Damn it.
This could be an hour and 20 minutes, okay?
Could be.
It could be either an hour, 20 minutes, or 3 hours long. You pick.
Go.
Okay. So here's what I don't get about master thieves. They are master craftsmen. They're like master masons or master jewelers or all that. They're just as
What
much
about
masters or masturbators, okay?
Master at their craft.
Yes.
Yes.
Masturbators. I'm very good at what I do. So,
I tell myself that all the time. Sorry.
okay.
This
were-
was head
It's a solo mission.
So, God damn it. I'm making such a good point now, okay?
It's deteriorating fast.
I will make this point. They work so long and hard at their craft, obviously. Okay, just like anything else, anything legitimate, they work so long and hard at their craft. Okay, to steal things, to get money, to make an honest transaction, to buy something. Why not just steal it? If you need a cup of coffee, a shirt, toilet paper, just take it, man. You're a master thief. Why do you? This is what I never get about heist movies. They're going through all this trouble and expense to get this money so that they can have this money in their pocket so they can buy shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
An honest transaction. Oh, no. I'm not going to steal your cup of coffee. I'm going to pay for it. It doesn't make any sense. Why not just steal it? Why not steal everything you need? You're obviously really good at it.
Because you gotta keep up appearances.
This was in your
Is that
notes?
is that what it all comes down to? You got to keep up appearances?
Yeah.
Okay, you've
The
seen
mob
the
does
people...
it too. The mob steals everything. But it all comes down
They
to...
pay for their toilet paper.
Yes! Why? Would they pay for their help?
Toilet paper
They pay
is
for-
the silliest thing to pay for. Every restaurant that I go into, you can jack their toilet paper.
If you're the mob...
Is that
Just
where
saying.
Is that where we get all our toilet paper from?
Some are big rolls, some are small rolls, some are 2-ply, some are 1-ply.
Hey, everybody needs money. That's why they call it money. Which is obviously the point of the film where Danny DeVito says his very famous line. It is a famous line. Even if you don't know where the movie where the line came from, you know you've heard the line. You've heard that line.
I've
right?
heard the line.
Okay, cool.
They came from this movie.
So, which makes a good movie. I mean, you think of the real piles of shit. Can you think of any quotes from Hiding Out? I can't.
No, I can't even. I didn't even remember doing it because who was talking? Was it Tam that was talking about how that podcast sucked?
Yeah, Tammy said this podcast sucked
And
because
I'm like,
of the dirty words.
And I was like, what was Hiding Out?
See, it's a difference between you and me, Lisa. You come over, we talk about these films, all this shit, and then
I
I
go
have to
delete.
listen. I have to listen to it like 10 more times. Not the movie, the podcast. So yes, I know we've done Hiding Out. So I love this exchange between DeVito and Rockwell. The scene says, "Look, we're being played, and Sammy boy, you're a nice kid, but there's no way she's coming back for you." All right. So I love this exchange between. This is the point where the job is back on, and so Pigeon goes to DeVito's house, and Sammy Boy is there, and Sammy Boy's like, no, she came back for me, and DeVito's like,
she came back for you.
So DeVito's like, no, she didn't.
He says, "How do you test the loyalty?"
He's like, but as rational men, don't we have to doubt her?
Yeah.
I love it.
As rational men, don't we have to doubt her? And then he says a little bit later on, "How do you test someone's loyalty?"
Somebody's sincerity.
And so, how does he test it?
Bonk, 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 bonk.
He rips her fucking dress off. Just like grabbed it and jerked it off of her body. It was like, whoa, wait.
Yeah, I was like,
What's
okay,
going on
and
here?
cut, please, and cut. Gross.
Was she sexy to you?
No.
No, like I wanted like Catherine Zeta-Jones, like Zaza.
Oh, you could have put anybody in that role.
else in this role.
Think of a female actor.
Jessica Biel.
Sure, why
Totally
not?
could have done it.
Sure, I'm thinking
Sandra Bullock.
Angelina
God.
Jolie.
Angelina Jolie could definitely.
Well,
No.
because you've
She
gone back
did
to
play the
Sandra Bullock
same
in every one
fucking
of these
role.
podcasts.
No,
Yeah.
In Gone
you
in
throw
60
Sandra
Seconds.
Bullock into it and I'm out.
Not sexy, but no, this chick was not. And when she was walking away, like swaying her hips, I was like, stop.
Stop. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you dress in denim jackets and jeans, and I know that she opened the movie wearing jean shorts that were like booty shorts.
You
and
gotta
then
have a
changed.
butt for the booty shorts to really work if you're gonna be, swaying.
You know
your
what's so
butt
funny?
back
You
and
mentioned
forth.
Angelina Jolie. She could have easily played this much better than Pigeon. And yet, you know what's funny? Angelina Jolie overplayed in Gone in 60 Seconds. She was not appropriate for that role because she was too good looking. She's too sexy. I don't buy her as a gearhead for a second. Pigeon, I buy as a gearhead.
Yes.
That's so weird. Yeah. Okay. So, so
Just having a moment.
Now we're all stuck on that.
No, I felt
I missed something.
That's my girl
Angelina
in
Jolie
that
is a
movie.
gearhead.
Yeah,
Angelina Jolie is a gearhead.
She's
is
badass.
yeah.
Could kick your ass, and she's smart, and she can like work
And
on
They
cars.
really
They
polished
should
that
fucking
turd, didn't they?
Oh,
really
they polished the
that.
hell out of that turd. I love that movie.
I like the movie only because of her.
There you go.
Just saying.
What?
I've never seen it.
Well,
Actually-
that and the Shelby.
Well, the cars were the stars in that movie, right? But we're talking actually about a much worse film than this movie.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Got it. As long as we're all on the same page with that.
No, but keep going.
So the heist is back on,
Yeah.
right? And so part of their ongoing thing to establish their legitimacy and their credibility. You want to make any more noise?
Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Speaking of cute butts. Oh, the whole internet just heard that, on.
You better internet.
You better internet that out.
www out.
So there's these asides are funnier than the actual.
Yep.
That's so fucking hot. Just so you know.
Get this fucking heat away from us. It's November in Colorado, and it's kind of cold right now. So they need to establish their legitimacy with this rental truck, okay? And so they keep calling and saying that I've been here. They're establishing a paper trail.
Yeah, that was smart.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Smart.
And so all I'm thinking is this poor rental truck company is like, our fleet sucks. our fleet of cars, all they do is break down.
No, I mean, what I was thinking after they finally came out to tow it instantly when they made the final call when they were done with it.
Because he's a lawyer and he'll have his job.
Yeah.
How did they get away from the tow truck driver? Just curious.
Oh, you mean when they were driving away?
Yeah.
They fucking shot him or whatever. No, he probably just took
No,
him
we just
back
took
to
them
the...
and then dropped
It's
them
like,
and then...
Our
Yeah.
engine's in the back. Can we get it out? Sure, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
there's
But
no-
if
yeah.
the company
They still drove away
if the
in
company-
the rental van.
pulls the car away, it's going to go to the company's site, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is no problem. I mean, the company's site has like no reason to doubt anything or any cargo that's in that truck. It's fine.
No, but if You call up and you have now threatened, with my job, lawsuits, everything else.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
bullshit.
going to give you another van, one that I know for damn certain is going to run. And I'm going to take the one that you've been calling and screaming to me about all day long. I'm going to take that one from you and give you a replacement
That's
vehicle.
okay. If you give a replacement vehicle, you transfer the engine into the other one and you go back to your hideout. It's all good.
I'm really 6'2".
6'2", 6 foot. It's fine,
No, I think she was playing on the 6'2", but I'm really 5'2".
So they need to get through the gate, right? So the whole plan is to really. That's why they've been working the customs agent, because they're going to have something on her, and he's going to do his quote unquote security check.
It's like that chair dragging across the floor.
That Wookiee chair. Did you see that on Facebook? It's hilarious. Anyway.
No,
Okay.
Pitch Perfect did it better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's the only nice thing I'll say about Pitch Perfect.
Really? The only nice thing?
The only nice thing.
I love that movie. The sequel sucked, but I like the original.
Except for the finale. Finale was good. All right.
Anyway, so they need to get into the gate, right? And so they were going to use not Larry Metcalf to get into the gate, and basically say, I've got you over a barrel, so you're going to go along with our ruse, my security check, quote unquote, right?
Dude, she's got a couple kids.
Haven't
She's
you
trying
ever
to
asked
pay
for
her
a
bills
break?
and shit. She just handed over her badge, her keys,
And her keys
everything.
to this guy.
Is she just going to go home and snatch up her kids, and is she going to leave the country as well?
I know. I'm like, so she just calls in sick, but she lost her badge, lost her keys. You're losing your job anyway, sister.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work out. So he goes back and he's like, okay, plan B. Because as Gene Hackman says throughout this movie, he wouldn't wipe his ass without having a backup plan. So he takes this little gun out, and he's got a key, so he opens
That
up
was
the thing.
smart, too.
Yeah. And because he's just talking about nonsense. And so he basically just beats this guard to a pulp. Pinky comes in, and the truck goes up to the gate. He opens up the gate, and then he tells Pinky, clean up this mess. And I'm like,
He was a dick to Pinky.
I'm like, if I were Pinky, I'd be like, do what with it? I'm gonna stuff him in a trash can? I have no. What do you mean clean up this mess? Do what?
Pinky should have turned back and said, fuck you. I'm not the help. Delroy Lindo did it.
I'm the help? Fuck you, motherfucker. So that's when they planted a bomb near the airport, as you do, pre 9/11.
Yes.
Okay, you can do that.
You could apparently also tote a shotgun next to...
Yeah, next to the gate. Yeah. I'm just pheasant hunting.
Okay,
Yes.
now,
With a shot.
this movie came out when?
2001.
When was 9/11?
Right afterwards.
Okay.
Well, it was 9/11 2003. I know
No, it was
it's terrible to say
2001. I was
2001.
pregnant with my youngest.
Yeah. So this movie
Not my youngest,
also,
my second youngest. Yeah.
This movie also came out right before the incident, and also that movie we're talking about, True Lies, came out like right before.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, being made, and it's like
Okay, so they're barreling down.
barreling down the runway.
What airport is ever going to let a truck just ride along with the airplanes they're getting ready to take off?
I don't
I've
care if
seen-
it was
I've-
pre or post
I've
9/11.
seen trucks driving past, not that close, but I've seen trucks driving past the airplanes.
Yes, but they're made aware
Sure,
of
of course,
vehicles on
of
the
course,
runway.
yeah.
This just random ass vehicle, a bomb.
I
just
think they're
blew up.
banking on the fact that they're about to have an explosion and they're going to have bigger fish to fry than worrying about why there's a truck on the runway.
Maybe a building blows up and all of a sudden, oh wait a minute, there's a random ass vehicle hauling ass down the runway. No, we've got other stuff to worry about. Let that go.
So they cut him off, and this is where they stop the plane, and so Sammy jumps out to make idle chit-chat with the pilot until Hackman can basically smoke them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Sammy's job is to stand and go, so
Turn off
you
your
talk to me,
radios.
you talk to me, and it's like, I'm running out of shit to say, guys. Come on, hurry up.
Don't talk to the tower.
Don't talk to the tower. Talk to me. I'm linked to the tower. Don't talk to the tower. The pilot's
Bullshit.
like, but the pilot's like, I think I need to call this guy, because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But I think Gene Hackman really does this like really smooth, hey, listen, there's a thing, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. By the way, here's a smoke bomb. And shut the door. They unload the cargo. They're not unloading the cargo. They're not unloading the gold,
washers.
they're unloading the pig iron.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hiding the loot in plain sight. It's good.
It's good.
I like it.
That is good.
See, again-
I
They
totally
leave the gold on the plane.
This had to have been planned out way back in the beginning when he was setting the bomb
Sure.
for the building.
And they did an adjustment when they were talking about what to do after Sam Rockwell came back to sneak around. They're like, shit, what do we do? Okay, get a hold of your customs agent friend and get this load going because he's like, I got an idea. We'll go ahead and switch it. Because the original plan was to divvy up the loot, not divvy it up, but split it on site. He says on site 50-50. But now it's changed a little bit. So now they're going to go ahead, and I think it's unbeknownst to DeVito, but they're leaving the gold in the plane. Awesome.
That was most definitely unbeknownst.
Yeah,
to-
obviously because Rockwell later is like, holy fucking shit, these are washers.
Yeah.
Okay. So he smokes them out. And so here's my question though. This is a little bit weird.
You finally have a question?
I do have a question here. And it only really has to do with the toolbox. The toolbox is the only thing in this whole movie that doesn't
Where
make
he
sense
dumps
to
it
me.
out and lines it up?
Yeah?
Okay. What's your problem with that?
Why do you need to bring that with you through security? He passed a gun through security in kind of a subdued, slick way because he puts his coffee on top of the thing. It's not going through the metal detector and it's fine, right?
Yeah, that was smart.
That was good.
Yeah.
Right? That can't actually work. I'm trying to think if I actually
Because
do
you can't
that.
bring liquids.
You can't bring liquids.
Well, you can't now. You could at
Right.
one point, but you can't now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't remember pre 9/11 if you could bring your bottled water and all that. I don't remember anymore. That's weird, huh? It's been that
Pre
long ago.
9/11, I did bring a bottle of water through. Since
Yeah.
it was sealed, they didn't say anything about it.
Right, so he puts his pre 9/11 coffee, through the thing. But why did you have to bring the toolbox in? Why not just leave it in the van? The van was getting in no problem. Why not just leave all that shit in there? Why does he have to make this added problem of bringing a whole toolbox?
Because he was
Because
he
he was
a
there to
mechanic,
fix
He was a
something.
maintenance dude.
Yeah, it was part of his costume.
Yes. It
Now, were
was.
the things that was taken out of the toolbox kind of relatively innocuous? If you got caught with it and they searched your toolbox, would it be okay?
It would be okay.
You think so?
Yeah.
You got a length of rope in there.
Yeah.
Would that be all right? You got
think
kind
I-
of tin snips and a length of rope, shit like that.
I think it'd be fine.
What did he pull out of the little roll? I forgot.
What did he pull out of the roll?
Yeah,
I
there was
don't
something. There was
remember.
something in there.
Because he
But-
tilted it down, pulled it out, and I don't remember.
So they make the switch. They go back to this off-site warehouse that's right next to the airport. Apparently, they've got carte blanche access to.
Yeah.
That was a little bit weird. But I'm starting to, at this point in the movie, I'm starting to think that Sammy boy, if everyone agrees with you, they're trying to trick you.
No shit, right?
A couple
No
times in the
shit.
movie, it's like all of a sudden people start siding with Sammy boy, right?
That's how I feel with my relationship with you. When you start, you're like, yeah, Lisa, yeah, that sounds great. I'm like, no.
Oh wait, you're trying to trick me.
I'm dinner conversation right now.
so yeah, Sammy Boy's being played. And I love that after they're waiting for the tow truck, the cop comes up screaming up to him, screeching halt, and they pull their guns on him and all that. And she says, "Don't smoke." And he says, "It makes me look calm." And she says, "What kind of a person tries to look calm?" Which is totally true, and that's an awesome line. What kind of people try to look calm?
People who are doing bad shit look calm.
Totally. Look natural. You know what's natural? I'm getting a fucking shotgun point in my head. I'm not calm. I'm like, oh my god.
Whoa.
What?
That's natural.
I talk my big game, not talking to cops, and I get pulled over for something like that. I'm not going to talk to them because fuck them anyway. I'm shaking the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm shitting my pants because he's got a gun and I don't. Okay? That's why I'm shitting my pants. All right? So, normal people don't look calm. It's a great line. It's a good bit of line. And so they take off and, hey, the dangers of cigarettes. So he's trying to get a cigarette out of Pigeon's mouth. And they crash they skid out
yes.
when they're taking the van and all that because they get through just fine. And so he's like, oh man, you shouldn't be with Hackman. You should be with me because Hackman's a fool. Blah 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 blah.
I wouldn't do that to you.
And so she agrees with him again.
Yeah.
And then so they wreck and now that all the washers have fallen out, he's looking at it like he just can't believe it. Oh my God, they tricked me.
It's not important. It's not. Don't worry about
walk
it.
away. Walk away.
He did have an intelligent thought, though. For once, he had an intelligent thought. The one gold brick that he had, he pulled it out to examine it.
God, you know what? These shots, and they've never done it well, and it's very, very hard to do skillfully, is trip or drop something or whatever where it doesn't look like an actor dropping something on purpose.
Right.
You saw that, right?
I did see that.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm so disoriented. Flip. Oh no, it dropped.
Gold bar. Enter scene. And pick it up.
Oh, I can't believe they tried to trick me again. I've been nothing but nice to these guys. They're trying to trick me all the time.
I just see Scooby-Doo. Damn you kids.
I would have gotten away with it if I wasn't such a smarmy, mustache-wearing smoker. You just can't trust crooks.
You just can't trust a man in a mustache.
You cannot trust a man in a mustache. So at this point, Danny DeVito's got Pigeon, he's got Pinky, which sucks. You're like, oh no, this can't be good. Because now he's in full-fledged Joe Pesci mode. He's in full-fledged Joe Pesci mode. When we put it to you, you're going to be telling me everything. Which is, you always love in a gangster movie. I'll pop your eyeball out.
This is not a gangster movie.
Got it.
This is a bunch of kids with cameras. This is just making that clear.
Lisa.
It's true.
Credit where credit is due, at least. Anyway, he's got Pinky and Pigeon, and he makes a valid point with them. Hackman's making things so complicated. Why can't you just do the heist straight? Hackman's making all this shit totally complicated. Why not just do the heist, divvy up the gold? Done.
Because the plan was not to divvy up the gold.
How much gold do you need? My God.
The plan wasn't to divvy it up. Rockwell said it. He goes, there is no meat. Before they crashed
but
in the
DeVito
van.
actually tells him, it's like, you guys, you're making this way too complicated. We could all be sitting on the beach right now. We could all be doing this.
Yeah, but he was talking shit at that point, just because this is one of the final scenes, where they're around the boat. He was just talking shit at that point.
Well, it's not around the boat. This is inside the warehouses and stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But no,
this is right before Pinky gets shot.
The plan was not to divvy it up at all. He was just talking shit to Pinky, saying,
He's making this impassioned plea to him. It's like, why are you muddying the waters here? Why don't you just get with the program and we'll all be happy? Which is totally true.
He was just wanting to get to the gold. The intent was not to divvy it up.
Hackman's trying to fuck DeVito over. DeVito's trying to fuck, at least Rockwell's trying to fuck Hackman over. It's like, if we all just get on the same page, we'll all be rich. Everybody will be rich.
You really think that Rockwell's character was going to go against his uncle?
Yeah, probably not.
No, it was planned.
So Rockwell's telling her the plan?
Yes.
This girl who's been screwing him right and left?
Yes.
Figuratively and literally?
And literally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the baddies meet Hackman at the docks, and they figure they got his number, but then DeVito realizes the gold isn't on the boat, and he really starts shitting his pants at this point. This is so funny. I mean, he's been real smug. He's just like, he's got all these cool one-liners, yeah. And then he's like, I'm going to shave you off a piece just for your trouble. Like, I'm going to flick you off a piece of gold from the boat.
He kept trying to cut it. That was
and
great.
It's anodized. Great. It's anodized, whatever, aluminum probably. And he's like, God damn it, this sucks. And he's like, Marty's like, oh please, I got bills to pay. I got people who are gonna kill me. I don't think you understand. All right, look, I was wrong before. I called you a couple names. I didn't mean it. Okay, let's be friends. Okay, I'll stop bothering you. Stop bothering me. Just first of gold, please. Who's making all the goddamn noise?
It's Michael.
No, I turned mine down. No, I did not.
You ever notice that you can shoot up anything you want at the docks?
Yeah.
You can make as much noise as you want at the
That's
docks.
right.
No one came. They had
Nobody.
a full-on gun battle.
Yeah, I noticed that.
People are screaming, people are getting shot, all this stuff for a really long time.
No one showed up.
In any movie, any given movie, if they're meeting at the docks, it's like, oh, look, I mean, you can make as much noise as you want here. I could stab you in the neck, I could stab you in the leg as many times as I could torch you out here in the open. Because nobody comes down here.
This is a lot like The Wizard to me, where I'm like, where is the parental supervision here? Nobody cares.
Where is the police? The police have been all over this goddamn movie, but they're not going to have a thing to do with docks.
Nope.
No.
And then, what was it? Danny DeVito gets shot in the face. He's done for. And then you've got Gene Hackman limping away. Delroy Lindo, who took a chest shot.
And lived.
They're
And
both,
lived.
They're both just casually casually limping away. Lindo stops long enough to kick the one survivor
The one survivor just-
into the water.
This is where you're like, these people are dicks. These people are not the good guys.
It went dark real quick. Did
Yeah.
you get shot in the face?
Real dark, real quick.
No, sorry, Pinky got shot in the face.
Pinky got shot in the face.
Then DeVito gets shot in the face with a shotgun. And then Lindo kicks the one survivor.
He's still breathing. He's still
Not
breathing.
anymore. He's breathing water now.
That's another
Kicked
Joe
his
Pesci
ass in the
moment.
water. And then they resume their casual limp away.
You gotta admit, this pretty badass with DeVito. He's like running in the middle of all this gunfire. Wait, we're just talking. Everyone chill the fuck out. I love it. He's just
That was
like,
great.
he's so desperate. He's standing in the middle of all this gunfire and everyone's like, you're in the way. Come on, I'm trying to hit your henchman here.
When did DeVito take that headshot, though?
DeVito didn't take a headshot.
Why is the main
'Cause-
bad guy
He's
always
got some
the
like shrapnel or something like that going on in his ear.
Why
No,
is
he's,
the
like,
main
cut
bad
on
guy
the
always
eyebrow.
the last one to even point a gun at? Why? In every movie.
I actually
Why
thought it
is
was
it
so
the
cool.
I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna fight you head on, just you, because this is what all comes
Mono
down
and
to.
mono, man.
No, you take down that bad guy, bam! For if I was a killer,
Cut off the head of the Hydra, absolutely. Yeah.
go for the kill.
Cut off
You
the
shoot
head
the
of
general,
Hydra.
man.
Cut off the head of the Hydra to grow back, though.
Yeah, it grows back, but at least you've dealt with it for a little bit, whatever. At least enough time to get away, but I love it. So badass, though. DeVito's like standing up. We're talking! I love it. That's awesome. That was pretty badass.
It was.
All right,
Maybe it's a guy thing.
it's a guy thing.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I didn't get any excitement.
I'm
like,
kind of with
wow,
Lisa, though, on
he's-
this. I'm kind of with Lisa on this. I would have just shot the fucker.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice how well the shots sounded and when it hit something, how well it
Oh
sounded?
my god!
Did you notice that?
You could tell that the
Boom,
one
boom, boom,
camera
boom,
angle, that one camera angle where
Yeah.
two shots went off on that crate.
I'll be
Oh my
goddamn
God.
if somebody really didn't shoot a bullet into that barrel and the box.
It sounded
looked
legit.
Great. It looked and sounded amazing. Yeah, that was really good. So Delroy and Hackman say their goodbyes, and they're at the cafe, and Delroy gets in her car and he tells her, of course, I mentioned before, but he tells the woman, drive! So how exactly, and we're kind of getting to the end here, but how exactly do you convert a truckload of gold into cash? How does that work? I'm really curious about this. I'm very curious about with any kind of heist movies. Where exactly are you going?
I can understand taking.
Don't.
I was happy with this movie that they took the ones with the original imprint on them and melted them down to something else. So
It seems like a lot of trouble, doesn't it? I mean,
no, because you can't resell a stamped brick of
but
gold.
you can resell a truckload of gold pipes. Gold
A lot
pipes.
Well,
Yeah, I would
it's
think
not
I would-
traceable at that point once it's been melted down.
Yeah, once it's melted down, I think you're fine. I mean, it's just like you've got so many different metals that if you melt it and you make it into art, oh, this is made of solid gold. Well, we'll just melt this down.
Why not just melt it into a huge motherfucking rock and say, oh, I'm a miner, I've been prospecting, look what I found.
You could take those solid poles and you could cut them into slivers as little gold coins, and you could sell them at pawn shops saying, I don't know what this is, but it's
Is
gold.
that where they're going? Is pawn shops? That
Probably
sounds like a
not.
terrible place to go.
No, but
He probably has a fence somewhere.
This is one thing I've never known. Where do criminals unload their loot? How do they transfer
A
the
fence.
cash? Danny DeVito in the beginning, where is he taking all these jewelry?
You have a fence.
eBay.
eBay. Is that what we're doing? Because eBay was around.
Yeah.
Well, 2003, but
That's what a fence does. You sell the shit. The fence goes out and they find a buyer. They sell it to that person, and then everybody.
And do
takes their
they
cut.
melt it down and make out the stuff and then sell it
It's
retail?
like gold pigeons and gold this and gold that. Like they make it into shit that's sellable, and I
To
don't.
who?
I don't know.
Oh man,
It's not
I
my
totally
craft.
wish you guys knew that one because I have no idea where the fuck they
I
go
don't
with
think I'm
this.
gonna Google because I don't want that history in my phone. So how do I offload large amounts of gold?
So this is where Gene Hackman, he takes off with the pipes and he hits the thing. We know that he actually got it instead of Sammy and Pigeon.
Man, that was convenient that pole was sticking out a little wonky.
Because we had no idea,
No idea.
No
that
one
his
would've
truck
known.
that was sitting lower than a lowrider, that it was full of gold.
Right.
Yeah. Just in case we were wondering. And our villain gets away. Yay!
But here's what baffled me. Why was the girl such a dumbass that she stuck with the guy?
She didn't stick with the guy. I never got that out of the movie. She's going to go dump him somewhere, and then she's going to meet up with Gene Hackman.
Oh, so it left you empty as well.
No, because she says, cute plan, cute as a Chinese baby. That's
okay,
right.
but anybody who
That's
has
the last line in the
risked
movie.
their life, now they're limping for life, they're going to put up some sort of fight when you're walking away with the gold. And if she
I think
truly
she
loved
was
him
an
for long
absolute
enough,
idiot.
if
And
She's
thought
going
they
to
were
meet
getting
him.
off the gold.
I thought she's going to meet him in China.
No, I think she's stuck
In
with
China.
Rockwell in China.
Because she's like, cute as a Chinese baby. And then they both kind of
Oh.
like look at each other like, yeah. Chinese.
No.
That's why I was like, maybe she doesn't know exactly what she's
I
saying.
think that was
I
one
do not
of the
think you
most
know
sincere
what-
that was one of the most sincere, believable moments that she gave out in that movie. She looked over and she truly looked sad when she looked at him as she was getting into the truck.
You think she was leaving him? I didn't think she was leaving him. I think she was going to rendezvous.
I think the character is still with Rockwell, and
Shut up.
I think
She
that they,
never liked
I think
Rockwell.
that they hoped for a sequel and they didn't get it.
I don't think they were shooting for a sequel at all.
Then
None of
what-
this director has ever made a sequel. This
that
director
would've
would have
been- that would've
never.
been shitty.
But
Never been
this
shooting for a sequel.
ending was so like, oh, credits. Okay.
It's that type of movie. It's borderline film noir. I wouldn't call it film noir. Maybe you're shooting for the villains.
It was just
you're
done.
rooting for the
It
villains.
was just.
There was really
done.
nothing more to say.
She left with the buffoon, which just proved that she was as big an idiot as we believed her to be from the
She's not an
beginning of the
idiot.
movie.
She's not leaving with him.
Oh, I think she did.
Yeah.
I think she did.
Nah, she's
Choose
not.
your own adventure, man. You can't-
Absolutely. We're having a choose your own adventure moment. And Lisa, what do you think? At the end, is she leaving with Rockwell or is she going to rendezvous with Hackman later on?
I think they're going to go try to make snap-off clothing line.
Answer the fucking question.
I expected for them to be like, fool you, and they all like stroll off together. All of them, the original team.
Yeah, the original.
Like Pinky paid off the dude, and he didn't actually shoot him.
Right. Like
Yeah, no.
they're
So that's where you got.
It left you so
You
empty.
think she actually left with Rockwell, which
Yes.
is the strangest thing you've said out of these 11 podcasts.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
And I think that she's going to go rendezvous with Hackman.
That's the hopeless romantic in you, or something.
Nah, just based off of what was shown on the screen, I think she's leaving with Rockman, or she's rendezvousing with Hackman.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, kind of an intrigue. Leaving the movie at that. So let's go around the horn. Recommendations time, Mike. Let's start with you.
It had holes. It was subpar script. I still enjoyed the movie, and yes, I would probably watch it. And might be a month or 10 down the road before I watch it again. But yes, I would rewatch the movie, and I think it is worth the view from anybody that has not seen it.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. I think this movie's fun. This is probably the 10th time I've seen this movie. I watched it 3 times for the show.
10.
Yeah. No, I mean I own the movie
It's not really
And-
saying much because he watched Hiding Out twice.
4 times.
4 times.
Oh shit! Sorry, 4. Wow.
I watched it 4 times
4 times.
just for the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really enjoy this movie, and I think it brings new stuff every time you watch it. It's one of those movies, and I really let the movie kind of envelop me in its dialogue, and I really did enjoy the dialogue actually. So
I think that was more actor driven than actual script.
And I was making the claim you could probably take any actors and swap them out, and the script is still going to make it a good movie for what it is.
I don't believe that you could just throw anybody into it to play this. I don't.
All right, and with that,
wait, no,
Charles is like, Lisa,
no.
I don't even want to hear what you have to say.
I'm dying to hear what Lisa has to say.
oh no, I thought you already gave your recommendation.
No, my facial expressions gave the recommendation as you guys are giving your yes, I'd promote this movie, yes, I'd watch it again, and folks.
Is it worth a watch?
No. Let me just say one more time. No. The plus side. Okay, I didn't fall asleep.
Well, you had to pay attention.
No.
No, you really didn't have to.
All right, let me really think about my words wisely here.
I'm just waiting to hear no.
This movie will hold value for me down the line, okay? And that is because I spent time with my brother and my husband doing a podcast about this movie, and I'm going to have a great memory of quality time. That is the only reason that this movie will hold value for me. Other than that, it's a steaming pile of beep.
Wow, that was a long shit.
No, that was a fuck.
Do you know, I view the exact same thing about Hiding Out. It's like, you know what? I'm glad I watched it for the podcast. I'm glad we had a lot of fun with it. But holy crap, that movie was terrible. All right, that was Heist 2001, written and directed by David Marmot. If you want to get a hold of us, direct any
It's
and all.
Mamet. No, he's not a marmot.
Did I say Marmot? Mamet, yes. And on that note, if you want to get a hold of us, direct any and all correspondence to flicksanddicks@gmail.com. Hey, check us out on iTunes or Stitcher Radio app, and definitely YouTube. Leave comments, rate the app, rate the episode. It helps us in our ratings on those things. And like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter. And yeah, definitely check out our most proud and prominent sponsor of recycle-bikeparts.com. If you need any used bike parts and you're in a pinch or a jam, it's definitely the winter season, and supply is limited. Go ahead and check them out. They'll square you away. And that's just our advice from a couple of dicks. And until next time, I'm Travis.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Mike.
Take it easy. Oh my God, I gotta pee.